Alright, Shalom, all praises be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honor unto the elder apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone who rule well and who taught us his truth. Shalom to all the sincere Akim out there pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. And to the few believing sisters, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Now, I'm going to make this short because there's just one point I want to focus on, but there's actually a plethora of points, like 9 or 10, which can be expounded upon, and it's to do with the future of quote-unquote finance, money transactions and things of that nature. But what I want to do, Abarat Azar, is do that as a lesson on the laptop, because I can actually pull up the data and the graphs and then have it all lined up with the scriptures. So I can get into the entirety of it that way. But you can consider this a preview, if you will, to that video, which I'll do, okay? But I just want to focus on one particular point. Now, this is from I came across this page here, Neil McCoy Ward, and he gets into the finance and that. And as you can see, the title of this video is "A CBDC Central Bank Digital Currency is a certainty." And I think he goes on to say, like, it's not going to work out. Here's why. Now, fair use, you know, this is solely for educational purposes. You know, I'm not trying to steal anyone's video material, information or content. Fair use, this is purely for educational purposes. But pretty much there's a point he's about to make, which is what I'm going to focus this on. And as I said, this is just a quick hit based on one point out of many. And Lord's will, this is a preview, but I'm going to do a longer version on the laptop, man. All right, so anyways, hear this.
Reference point of one major country, which was Nigeria, that launched theirs, and I've pulled together all of the issues from that and everything that you can learn from what happened. But then we're going to talk about a historical example, which is from the Soviet Union in 1947, and what happened when they changed onto a brand new payment system, even though it was still the ruble, as it were. But these are some really good examples that we're going to go through today. So let's begin then, quite simply, with the Bank of England and what they have said here. So they've said, and this is quite interesting.
And by the way, the Bank of England, you know, you got the B system and that. The financial side of the Edomites regiment and rule is based over here in England. Okay, you know, you've got the military side, which is in America. Okay, you know, and the financial side is over here in England. You know, he deals with his finances predominantly out of England. You know, in the next video I'll get into it more in depth. You know, but you know, the founding information based on like how he set up his banks and that and things of that nature, the core fundamentals is all from over here in the UK. You know, and it remains this way to this day. He hasn't moved his headquarters, he hasn't segued things over to America. It's actually stayed the same. And the UK, England, you know, is the head of Esau's finances. You know, so if the Bank of England is sharing information and its opinion on things, you know, understand that that is a direct connect, the connect, if you will, onto the banking elite. Okay, because the Bank of England is their financial headquarters, man. Okay.
A central bankers meeting in Washington, which was on Saturday. Actually, this meeting took place, and he said he's very reluctantly pressing on with the work to create this digital money. Remember, it's not digital money. The there's 5 or 6 principles of money, and this doesn't meet a lot of those principles. So it's not digital money; it is a digital currency, which is.
There you go, and that's the point. That's the sole point I wanted to focus on. There's a difference between currency and money, but they're not going to tell you that. Now you can go on these pages on YouTube, these alternative pages, the likes of this gentleman here and others, you know, who will break things down to you. Or unless you're an economist or you study and get into economics, there's certain things that blur the lines. And I actually studied economics, and that is one thing that is very very tricky amongst reading such a subject, which is there's many terms and many concepts whereby if you don't know the intricate details, you wouldn't know the difference between different terminologies, and oftentimes people get confused. Oh, I thought it was the same thing. Oh, I thought this was the same as that. I thought this was the same as that. And no, there's a reason it's got a different terminology, but something can be similar or so-called the same until it's not. And that's what is the definitive change between the two concepts. So to the average day person, they'll see, oh, currency, money, it's all the same thing because it's all money, but our currency is the dollar, or our currency is the euro, or our currency is the naira or the Caribbean dollar, or our currency is the pound sterling. And then they associate it with, oh, well, yeah, but that's money. No, currency and money is two different things. So when you, and as I said in the second video, this is just a preview. In the second video, I'm going to get all into it. But what happened is, Lord willing, but what happened is now is that the average day person doesn't know the difference between currency and money. So when they introduce this CBDC, people are going to think, oh, it's digital money. Now, even the people that are propagating it and pushing it forward, they will tell you, oh, it's digital money. That's a trick. That's a snare. All right, let's get a scripture on that. Bear me 1 second. Right, this is the book of Psalms 55 and 21. And it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because people work hard for their penny, man. You know, so if you outright come and say, okay guys, we're gonna introduce a new quote unquote financial instrument, but money is not going to exist anymore. You're just going to have credits, or you're just going to have points on the screen. People ain't into that, because for the longest, as long as people have known sliced bread, they've known that there's an attachment to money, because my parents had an attachment to money. Money's what put food on the table. Yeah, parents going to work, money's what make things happen out here. So if you tell people we're transitioning now into a system whereby it's not actually money, but it's just credits and points on a screen, they're not going to be up for that. So you've actually got people amongst the movement, okay, the so-called movers and shakers, the people underneath the banking elite who are making these things happen, okay, telling you it's digital money. But the very concept of CBDC does not fit the criteria of money. And this is what your average Joe doesn't know. Your average Joe doesn't know that money, for something to be classed as money, it has to have or fit within a criteria. If it doesn't fit that criteria, it's not money. CBDC does not fit the criteria of money. It fits the criteria just about of currency. But as we said, currency and money are two different things. And in the follow-up video, I'm going to go more in depth and show you. So again, Psalms 55 and 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. You've got the very people that's about to implement it, yeah, telling you, oh, it's digital money, knowing full well, according to what constitutes money to be money, it's not money. So they're lying to you. They're lying to you in your face. But because people don't have education, people don't understand, people don't study, people don't research anything, they just take it at face value. Oh, well, they said it's going digital. Yeah, it's going digital, but it's not money. It's now solely currency. Okay, so he will package it in such a way that sounds nice, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead, mate. Yeah, as the British say. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? What is a big reason why not? Because you're losing out on what you actually understood money to be. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that we actually have true money now, because we don't. Even the so-called money we have right now is a fraud. Okay. But it says, but war was in his heart. Okay. And that's exactly what it is. War was in his heart. He's trying to create a system whereby the average Joe, people of society, have nothing. The only people that's gonna actually have substance and real things, okay, and the key word is substance, are the banking elite. That's the idea of the New World Order, and everybody else are going to be dumbed down, digitalized slaves. That's why that guy said, his name fails me, you will own nothing and be happy. And they show you these things in these series. The one that's coming to mind is the Black Mirror. Everything is based off a credit score. A credit score and a currency is not money. So you can have a good credit score. You can be able to, therefore, with a good credit score, trade currency. But when you really check it, you have no substance. So it's an illusion of an existence. But the only people that really have anything are the banking elite. That's their desires. So when the scripture says, but war was in his heart, he's telling you, he's packaging something like, yeah, man, this is really good for you. But really, he's trying to fuck your ass over, man. Okay? Straight up. He's trying to mess you over in all kind of ways, man. Alright? His words were softer than oil. Yeah, we have a new system. Yeah. But then you got guys like this dude who will scrutinize it. And of course us, we scrutinize things, and it's like, this is packaged beautifully, but this is drawn swords. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? So I'm gonna play that part again. Fair use, fair use. And then I'm gonna read a little bit on what constitutes money.
Took place, and he said he's very reluctantly pressing on with the work to create this digital money. Remember, it's not digital money. There's 5 or 6 principles of money, and this doesn't meet a lot of those principles. So it's not digital money.
Okay.
It is a
So technically, there's 5 or 6 principles of what money is, and the CBDC doesn't meet any of them. Imagine that. Not even one, not even two, not even three. At least he tried to make it seem as if it was. No, there's about 5 to 6 principles, depending upon how you look at it, macro or micro, economically and financially, right? But there's about 5 to 6 principles of what makes money money, and the CBDC doesn't meet one of those criterias. So transition, when they talk about transitioning to digital, what they're telling you is you will not own nothing. You will have nothing to your name. Absolutely nothing to your name. Because it doesn't mean anything. And we see it now. Online banking, money transfers. People can send people money and within seconds it's in their account. You log on, money goes in, your wages go in, your bills come out. It's just figures on a screen. But if you go to a bank and say, can I withdraw everything I have in gold or in silver? They'll look at you funny. Because the banks on your high street, number one, they're closing in world record speed. You know, a bank used to be on this corner, a bank used to be on that corner. Next thing you know, you try to go to that bank and you're looking through a window with nothing inside. The building looks derelict. You know, why is that? Because there's no need for high street banks anymore, because everything is going digital. But for the few that still exist on the high streets and on the roads and that, if you walked in there and said, okay, I've got, I don't know, £3,000 in my account, can I withdraw that in the gold equivalent? They'll laugh at you. What do you mean? But even if they wanted to, that bank branch doesn't have gold in it. The gold is kept where? In the Bank of England, as this guy mentioned. Because that Bank of England, don't sleep on the Bank of England, man. The Bank of England is the movement point of these banking elites, man. That's the place where all the financial shit goes down. That's why, as Elder Apostle Tahar said it many years ago, he called it in the spirit, and the closer we get, we can actually see it happening. The mark of the beast, when it's made mandatory, is going to affect brothers in the UK first, and then wider Europe after that. It could be a difference of a couple of weeks, a couple of months, then it will hit America, then it will hit the rest of the world. But when they implement it, it's going to be implemented over here first. Why? Because over here is the financial hub of this devil system, man. Okay? You know? Chancery Lane, you got St. Paul's, you've got the Bank of England, you've got Canary Wharf, you know. And brothers have been to Canary Wharf and done on-site locations before years ago. We may do another one through the spirit, but we've been to these financial places, man. I believe Canary Wharf is actually built on a ley line, man. You know, every time I don't go there often, but every time I go there, you know, driving through, or if you actually walk through Canary Wharf Square and all these skyscrapers looking up at them, it's a very demonic vibe, man. You know, come to find out, it's built on a damn ley line, man. Okay, but all these financial hubs and institutions, they're all over here in Great Britain, man. Okay, let me finish playing this out.
Currency, which is very important. And he said that he's and this doesn't meet a lot of those principles. So it's not digital money; it is a digital currency, which is
Right.
very
So you're not gonna have money then. So when the CBDC comes, you can say goodbye to money. There's no money. You know, they lied. It doesn't matter if they go up there in a press conference and say to you, your money will now be digitalized. You'll still have the same access. Hey, Shalom, Mac, I'm on a show. I'll call you back. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they say to you, um, uh, you know, your money will be digitalized and all of that stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can tell you what the hell they want to tell you. We just read it in Psalms. But in his heart, they were drawn swords. The reality of it is the shit ain't money. Okay? So, this is from Investopedia, which is a halfway decent site. Okay? And it says the key takeaways: money is a medium of exchange. It allows people and businesses to obtain what they need to live and thrive. Okay? It says here, like gold and other precious metals, money has worth because it represents something valuable. That's a key takeaway. All right? Like gold and other precious metals, silver, um, even bronze at one point, all right, copper, money has worth because it represents something valuable. So as I said, technically, you should be able to go to for example, the currency over here in England, the pound sterling. Yeah, people just, again, your average day person, oh, it's just called the pound. No, dummy, the pound is a weight. You've got pounds, you've got kilos. All right, you know. Like, come on. So when you say pound, you're not talking about just the name of something. You're literally talking about a weight measurement. Okay? So that £1 coin you have, that is a weight measurement, which is what? To represent a measurement of a more precious resource. Not the little coin you've got, but it's meant to represent the measurement value of that coin of a more precious resource. So if you have £1 in coin, you should be able to go to the bank and say, can I extract a pound weight of gold, a pound weight of silver, a pound weight of copper or brass? But you can't do that. Why? Because the financial system was changed from being actually resource based to a modern financial system, which is actually a name for it, but it's failing me right now. But it's pretty much the tender is just the coin and paper itself, which is worthless. It's just a receipt that's backed by nothing. So you've got people running around with coins and paper in their wallet and pocket thinking that it actually means something. It doesn't. And that's the illusion. Okay? So I'll read that again. It says, like gold and other precious metals, money has worth because it represents something valuable. So when you take away the valuability of that money, what are you left with? You're left with what we have right now. Just paper in your pocket. But they're going to take it a step further where right now, technically you should be able to go to a bank and say, let me take out such and such pound weight of gold and silver. They're moving it totally digital to the point where it's not even money, it's just currency. Okay, it's just the movement within a particular current a country. All right, the movement of money in America is the dollar. The movement of currency comes from the word current. All right, current is movement, like the moon controls the tide of the sea. You know, the scriptures speak about the Most High setting the bounds that it can't pass. You know, the waters can't pass, and it's current. Current is movement. So when you have currency, it's the movement of something. Where it concerns finance, it's the movement of what it should be money in a particular country. So that the currency, the movement of money in America is the dollar. The movement of money over here in the UK is the pound sterling. The movement of money in Nigeria, he actually mentioned it later on in the video, is the naira, I believe. The movement of money in the other European countries is the euro. Okay, you know, the movement of money in the islands is the Caribbean dollar. You know, it's just movement. But when you subtract that movement and make it so like so when you take that movement, and it's solely digital, that's not money because it needs to represent something. Oh boy, bear me 1 second. The hell's that all about?
Important. And he said that he...
Right, so when you have that currency, that's just a movement. But the movement of what? If you're moving something that is valuable, it makes sense. But if you're not moving anything valuable and it's all digital, it's an illusion of a movement. That's all it is. And you've got that right now with your online banking. If any of you have online banking and you send your friend £10 or whatever the case may be, or you send a brother $50, whatever the case, that's just the movement of an illusion. Now, we can currently benefit off that because that's the current financial setup. Just like with the CBDC, you can so-called benefit off it, but really the substance behind it is non-existent. You own nothing. Okay, one more time. This is from Investopedia. Like gold, other precious metals, like gold and other precious metals, money has worth because it represents something valuable. So where CBDC fails to meet the criteria of money, it does not represent anything valuable. So on a CBDC system, essentially you have nothing but points and currency and credits. Points, currency, and credits is an illusion. So when he said you own nothing and be happy, he quite literally meant that CBDC means jack shit. It's horse shit. It means nothing. It's just a figure on a screen, a point on a system, a currency. Now guess what? I just spoke about various currencies in different countries. The CBDC, they want to make it worldwide. So it's not going to be the currency of America, the currency of the United Kingdom, the currency of Malawi, the currency of Nigeria, the currency of Japan or China, the currency of the Philippines. No, it's going to be a worldwide currency. That is the idea. What should come to mind, brothers and sisters? The Tower of Babel or Babel, Salakia. Babel. all right, whereby it was a one world alliance to come together. Now, come together to do what? Essentially, to come against the Most High. So it's the same thing happening now, but the tower isn't as much a physical thing, but it is a spiritual thing, which is Esau's trying to achieve through finance and technology. Finance and technology is his approach to try and basically become the Most High. That's where they want to put chips in you. Because with a chip, he can know your temperature. With a chip, he can kill you. You know, they showed you that in one of the Black Mirror episodes. Some so-called celeb was feeling himself and they blew the chip up in his head and he had a brain aneurysm. So when you get chipped, they can kill you when they want to. They can read your thoughts. All of these things, man. Okay, let's get that scripture in Revelation. And as I said, this is just the prelude. I'm getting ready to close it out. This is just the prelude. I'm going to do a more in-depth lesson on it on the laptop. Abaratazar. Okay. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, guess what, right? You've got the illusion of choice. You just had the elections over there in America. Election after election, they have the people believe, oh yeah, we have a choice, and with our choice, we can decide who gets into office. This is not true. It's an illusion. It's an exercise of witchcraft that keeps the people dumbed down, and they don't even know it. Okay, but the point is, when it comes to stuff like that, they pretend to make you feel as if you have a voice. They pretend to make the people feel as if they're involved and their opinion matters. My question is, when it comes to finance, where's your voice? Even though it's an illusion, even though the whole thing is fake, where's the pretense of you have a say with what happens with your money, with your assets? You don't have a say. Where's the voting system for the direction of money? Where's the voting system for all of that? Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. You know why? Because it's not about who runs um government and all of that stuff. It's all about money. I forget the Rothschild's name, but he said, I care not who creates the laws, but who basically runs the money, man, and the banks. Okay, so there's certain things where they'll give you an illusion of what you can what you can be involved in, but where it concerns finance, notice they never give you a choice. It's always out of the blue, or we're doing this now, and they set some stupid ass crisis up, like some Diddy shit. Did he do it? Did he not? Everybody gets enthralled with that, and behind the scenes, they're fucking making moves, man. They're making moves. And then they just pop up and tell you, oh, by the way, this is what's happening now. This is the new program. Okay? So unless you're actually tuned in and watching what the hell's going on via alternative media, people are just getting shuffled along into a new system. And that's what's going to happen for the majority of people out here. Some will pretend to resist, but for the most part, people are going to get shuffled along into taking the fucking mark, not realizing how detrimental that is to their life and existence right now. And it says in verse 16, and he causeth all. So it's not an ask, it's not a suggestion. He's gonna end up forcing you. He's gonna back you into a corner until there's nowhere to go. And without faith, people are gonna take it, man. Verse 17, and it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, of course, they have to run realistic control. You've got damage control, but then you've got realistic control. Realistic control is where you've got a guy that essentially he's on the side of the movement, but he plays both sides to make it realistic. Realistic control, as he just said, the head of the Bank of England was saying, or one of them officials of the Bank of England was saying, he's not too sure how effective it's going to be. Yeah, man, get the fuck out of here, man. And apples are green or red, mate. Like, stop it. Each one of them higher ups, they've got strict instructions from the elites how to make shit work, and they will make it work, man. Okay, you know, so it's gonna happen, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there you go, man. So like I said, this is just a prelude to a longer video, which I'm gonna get into all the aspects of it. But I just wanted to focus on this particular point based on what this guy Neil McCoy Ward said, which is that CBDC actually doesn't fit the criteria of money, man. You know, it doesn't. So with that, you know, that's food for thought. So when it gets moved over to that, what do people own? What assets do people have? What do you essentially work for? Currency and points on a system. So things are moving, you know, some people ain't woken up, people ain't watching, you know, they're just in a sleep getting shuffled along, you know, but second Ezra's 9 measured out the time diligently in itself, man. You know, we're on the ball. You know, we can see this thing. We anticipate it. You know, and as the elder apostle Tahar always says, when the mark of the beast becomes mandatory, ain't no more slowing, you know, slow, steady pace of nothing. Things are gonna speed up, man. And it's just at the corner, right around the corner, just now. We can see it, you know. So yeah, man. Like I said, Abaratazar can get a part 2 out. Lord willing, this prelude was edifying. But pretty much that's it, man. You know, things are moving. The MARK, the prophecy of the MARK is about to be fulfilled, man. You know. So yeah, I'll wrap it up there. You know, praises be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. Okay, double honor unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops at Great Millstone who rule well, and who taught us this truth, man. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters in the next show. Alright? Shalom.